Here we go. Okay. So I wanted to try and figure out how to make this interactive, and since it's very difficult to do in a very limited amount of time, I decided the best way to make it interactive would be to make it so in advance. So I asked a bunch of people, some of which are in the room, what is text and data mining and why is it important? And so you can see a little bit of a story together. So as Melanie said, in 6 minutes and 40 seconds, it's very difficult, so we're going to just scratch the surface. We're surrounded by text and data. It's overwhelming and difficult and actually impossible for us to process it all and understand what it means. There are insights buried in the text and data. For example, insights in text could include distinguishing diseases from diagnosis, from treatment, things that would help us to assemble content in relevant and actionable ways to deliver to our members, customers, users. There's insights between text and data, inferences that can be made. For example, understanding the several researchers with known specialties are collaborating on research. Is this an emerging cross-disciplinary research area? Should we be doing something about it? There's insights in data, user behavior, customer data, things that will help us target messaging, things that will help us to understand and approach users, members, customers in a way that's more likely to get their attention and more likely to resonate with their needs. And then there's insights from big data. So the questions that we can't answer unless we look at millions and millions of records or a lot of data points. For example, the Internet of Things, you have machines that are creating data that allow people to fine-tune production lines, or data that we are all producing from Fitbits or other things that, when pulled together, can help us understand health trends and activities and things of that nature. Text and data mining are the processes whereby we distill actionable insights from text and data, but I'm going to dare to go off script for a second here and say there's a difference between text mining and data mining. And I think what confuses us is there's something called text data mining. So we're going to start with talking about text. So machines can mine structured and unstructured data, the information that we might have in various documents and presentations within our companies, but also the articles and the content that we produce. When we focus on text, text mining, from a publisher's perspective, is often used to categorize, tag, and disseminate content that you have to deliver the right content, for example, to answer a question. You can mine text manually, an automated way, or with a mixture of the two, which is usually how most people do it, with machines accomplishing 80% or more of the derivation of concepts, and people use to QA or verify what the machines find. You'll hear words like natural language processing, semantic parsing, statistical methods. And for example, the way one might do this is to break down the construction of a sentence and understand the subject, the object, the actions being described, and from that, with the understanding of synonyms, applications analyze the frequency of words used in relation to other words and begin to extract what that content is about. Back to my previous example, this could be used to figure out this is a disease, this is a treatment, this is a diagnosis process. And a publisher would use this to help deliver the right content to the right person at the right time or to enable them to find it themselves. Now let's focus on data quickly. Data mining is the computing process of discovering patterns in large data sets involving methods at the intersection of artificial intelligence, machine learning, statistics, and database systems. The overall goal of the data mining process is to extract information from a data set and transform it into understandable structure for further use. Whew. So basically, data mining allows us to uncover new insights. An example might be the cross-disciplinary area of study that I referenced earlier. It allows us to learn something we didn't already know, and we probably wouldn't have been able to find out without something to assist us in recognizing patterns and structures. Why is it important? It enables us to support researchers better, for one, not only in the first example of text where we help them find information, but actually to use it in their research and enable them to gather insights by recognizing structures and patterns and within the data that they're looking at to conduct their research. More advanced text and data mining can allow us to consider ways to support new research, and as several people pointed out, it can help us leapfrog some tedious processes within the research process in order to come to our conclusions and find insights as a researcher a lot faster. Data mining and the use of new insights can enable us to develop our currently existing products better and to help us envision and consider new products, new services, and even new business models as data and the insights derived from it could actually be a revenue stream. As two of our gracious presentation participants described it, data can also be our canary in the coal mine, which I think is going to be the next slide. Rather than classic learning, which is often based on lagging indicators, data can help us to anticipate trends and issues before they arise. It is not Robert. Robert was on to new business models. What these two people were pointing out to was that if you were not mining your data, that you were really at risk of falling behind and becoming irrelevant. Everybody was asked to write 2 or 3 words on one of these cards, but this is what a couple of folks did. And you see the little dead canary? You see there are concepts buried into the data over there. And then there's golden money coming out on the other side. They were very proud of their picture, but it was so small that I needed to actually separate it from the picture of them, or else we weren't going to be able to see this. So the idea, and I guess now I have the luxury of being able to talk extemporaneously a little bit, is that it can be confusing if we lump all these concepts together. The real important part is to understand what is it you're trying to achieve. For a publisher with a very concrete example of, mining their whole corpus, there's one thing that they would do with text data. For a discovery, you're going to need some new skills and some new support. And that's everybody's. Thanks.